Crystal Deal With It focuses on bridging the gap between where you're at now and where you'd like to be. We'll explore wisdom and techniques from a wide variety of domains and industries and apply them to your unique challenges. I love developing frameworks, processes, and storytelling metaphors that enable personal and business growth. Through actionable next steps, we'll build momentum and confidence. My goal is to help you clear roadblocks, do more with what you have, and realize the potential of yourself and your team. So throw your challenges my way, and Chris will deal with it. First, an AI statement that all elements of this episode are products of the author, Chris Kreuter, and made without the use of any AI tools. This is part 7 of our Summer Principles series. It can be listened to by itself, but for greater context, refer back to the intro episode number 32. Note that the principles in this series are what work for me. They allow me to thrive and live my values as best as I can. I'm not advocating the adoption of my specific set of principles. Rather, I'm attempting to showcase the power of principles by providing more context on how they can be defined, codified, and embedded into the thoughts and actions of our lives. Let's dig into principle number 7. Own your words and actions. Where does this principle come from? Taking ownership over what we say and do is a key to being responsible and accountable. While there are times and places for anonymity, I feel there's too much of it in our culture right now. A large part of that feeling is the internet. People posting and responding in ways that they would never do face to face. I know that what I say and do matters to myself and to others. It's a reflection of who I am, what I believe, and what I hope to accomplish. So by explicitly setting this as a principle, I'm reminding myself of the commitment to ownership over everything I say and do, regardless of the intention or the results. Why is this important? Owning the entirety of our words and actions is being honest, with yourself and with others. At times, our words and actions may lead to amazing things. We truly have the power to change lives, but not everything we say and do is right. In other times, we can be downright harmful. There is a risk of exposing our negative traits through rash, poorly considered speech, or action. Personally, I know I have the tendency for a snap reaction. I try to keep this principle top of mind as a reminder to be as considerate as I can in the heat of the moment. That doesn't always work, but I always own that too, apologizing and making amends where and when I can. Be honest of your thoughts, feelings, triumphs, biases, failings, and uncertainty. With that kind of ownership, our ownership bias can take us to extraordinary lengths to hold on to our vision of ourselves. That does require a certain amount of humility and having the grace to forgive yourself and others for transgressions. How does living it impact myself and others? What is said or done in a moment can be done in haste, in error, in reaction to extraordinary circumstances, without sensitivity to others, etc. Often it's some combination of things. Attempt to understand the causes, the impacts of the words and or actions, apologize, make amends, or accept the apology and amends of others, and move on. This principle applies not only to things spoken and done to others, it applies to ourselves too. Take responsibility for your self-talk and what we do to ourselves. There's another benefit of taking ownership for our failings and being vulnerable with our faults. You can help create a culture of psychological safety, that you're allowed to screw up, that you don't have to walk on eggshells. So what does living this principle look like in action? Personally, I don't write, post, broadcast under pseudonyms. I take pride in my work, both old and new. I accept the failings of past versions of myself, fully owning the memories and products of those versions to empower current me to use actions and words in the present that are going to move me closer to a desired future me. It's possible to completely absorb ourselves, all of our energy, in the words and actions of others. This is the allure of displaying and consuming our lives on social media. We should have the courage to focus our energy on what we're saying and doing out in the world. Beat our own drum and march, skip, or dance to it however you like. We're never going to be able to please everyone. There will always be people who like us and those that don't. These people will change over time, and that's mostly out of our control. This should allow us to move forward, focusing on an improvement mindset, always getting better and trying to make the world a better place. The quote for today's episode comes from Ryan Holiday. I write because I have things I want to say, not because people have things they want to hear. And with that, have a great day. If you feel that Chris dealt with it, I'd appreciate your support of the show by sharing it with someone who might benefit. Ratings on your favorite podcast player are also helpful in growing the audience. Visit chriskreuter.com for free downloadable PDFs with notes and resources from today's episode, sign up for the CDWI mailing list, or to send in your problems or requests for future shows. That's CHRISKREUTER.com, or use the link in the show notes. Thanks for listening to Chris Will Deal With It.